Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's AlakazamMagicUK Live. God, it's bright in here.
It's very bright in here.
Need to close those curtains, I think.
At that. Yeah, it's very bright. Guys, obviously, welcome to the AlakazamMagicUK Live. We've got a lot in store for you today. Lots of topics to talk about. But before we get into the live show today, we just want to send our thoughts and prayers to Diobo's family and friends. Diobo sadly passed away last week, and he was an incredible magician. To be fair, one of the best I've ever seen. I'm not even just saying that.
No, he was incredible. Anyone that went to Blackpool a couple of years ago, should I say, would have seen him. He was upstairs performing his street magic act, and you and the boys at 4MG had the pleasure of sharing the stage with him the year before last, and he was incredible. Yeah. Such a great performer and just an all-round nice guy who sadly left us last week, I think so. And
obviously it's so sad. It was incredible to see him, and like Dad said, we was fortunate enough to perform with him, so we done a show together, and everyone to this day, which isn't sad, but it's very weird to think about, is that they come to the show, but not once did any of my girlfriend's family say, Harry, you was great. They said, Diobo with the mouse, every single time, it's crazy.
He was amazing.
Even now, they just say, yeah, that was all right, but what about that guy with the mouse, you know? And he left that sort of opinion and that sort of memory with everyone he performed to, because it was incredible. But
he was fantastic.
Just sending the thoughts out to everyone that knew him, obviously.
Of course, and guys, apologies for not being here last week and not having a live. I think that's most probably the first one we missed in about 4 years or 5 years. But I know Jonathan done a fantastic job hosting an Alakazam Zoom hangout with you guys. We got more of those happening. We're going to be having a special hangout evening once a month, I believe. But Jonathan will give us more information on that at a later date. It won't be today, but at a later date.
Absolutely.
And also we have Jonathan here who's on Zoom. I'm not sure if he's got anyone joining him, but if you guys are on Zoom, you can join in. Jonathan is saying that he has got people on there, so we'll bring some of those in a moment. And then also we've got another special guest that's going to join us. He's going to talk about a few things, talk about doing magic over Zoom, because he's been doing a hell of a lot of Zoom shows. And also he has a part in the Alakazam newsletter coming up. He's got a very interesting part, which I know is going to be a lot of fun. His first column is this month's or next month's, which is coming out at the beginning of February. So we'll introduce him in a moment. But there's a few things that we need to talk about first, and that is stock coming in and stock going out. Last night, Alakazam have got the not the worldwide exclusive. We've got the UK exclusive on a fantastic effect called Frozen in Time 2, the Swedish touch. We sent an email out last night and it sold out within an hour. We have more being made. They're due in the mid to the end of February. We will still have the exclusive at that point. If you're interested in one, please go and pre-order it, because we've only got a limited amount coming in. I think we got 50 coming in of the next batch. That's all we've been allocated, and already 30 are sold.
Yeah. That is crazy.
Get your order in quick if you're interested in one.
If you did place an order and it didn't say out of stock when you bought it, then it would have been sent out today. So those of you who managed to get one before they sold out, congratulations, on its way to you. And I know a few cheeky people in the States actually bought 2.
Oh,
I know.
Cheeky.
So have words with them, all right, if you wanted one.
And another effect that has just come back into stock is this one. I'm going to play a little trailer.
Yeah.
Okay,
this is wicked, guys.
Here we go.
Guys, I'm going to show you the key to magic, okay? Now, my sleeves are rolled up. That's very important for this. This is my lovely mum. Say hello, mum.
Hello.
Hello. Right, mum, have you got a ring I can borrow?
I have.
You have? Beautiful. Is it of value to you? Sentimental value?
Very much
Who
so.
got it for you?
My husband.
Oh, really? What's his name?
Peter.
It's weird. It's inscribed Matt Allen. Oh, Matt Allen, sorry. Matt Allen, sorry. Okay, right, we'll try something. Yeah, we'll try something here. Okay, hold on to my wrist.
Yeah.
And make sure you do not let go, because something crazy is going to happen. Ready? Watch. 1, 2, 3. Completely vanishes.
Is it?
No, it does actually completely go. Right, now that's crazy. No, it doesn't go very far though, but I said this is the key to magic, okay? Yeah. Now over here, if we have a look on my keys, you will see one thing. You see that?
Oh,
Is that very familiar? Just check that is actually on there.
good.
Give it a tug. That is genuinely on there. And is that your ring?
It is my ring.
Beautiful. Yeah, I can still say it is still from Matalan. So there you go. I'll give it back. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Is
It's
the
really
key
good.
to magic. Thank you so much. Cheers, guys.
Well done.
So that is Flight.
Yes, Flight is so fun. It's there's loads of things I like about it. I wrote about this. This was my thing I wrote about in the newsletter for February.
Oh, right.
But there's just so many positives to it, you know. First of all, if you guys want to do a ring flight, then this is the one I think you should go for, you know. If you can do a simple vanish, you can perform this effect. And I don't know, it's just so, the method is so simple. You're going to think, how has no one come up with it? But it's not simple for simple's sake. It's simple makes it more genius, you know.
It's cleverer than I thought it was. Simpler than I thought
Yeah.
it was. I think the method's great. It's a real workable method.
Yeah.
And I couldn't understand how the last bit was done, because they can literally pull on that ring. That is on there. That's
Yeah.
not coming off. It is obviously their ring. There's no danger really of it flying off anywhere, as
Yeah.
there was with older ones. And it is great, but the method is simple, but also very clever.
Yeah.
Very clever.
And again, for the price, you know, it's less than £30 and it's definitely worth it. You know, it's not £30 built, it's built better than that. You know, it will last you ages and ages and ages. And the thing I like about it is just self-contained, you know, it's this. You haven't got to just compare it with other ones. You haven't got to connect anything to here, you know,
Right.
You haven't got to have any weird pulley things or anything like that. It's just so simple. And like I said, it's fantastic because you can load it and pick out your keys in one motion, which is good. And what's good about it as well, if you're just getting into that effect, or if you have performed the effect before but just want a different method, you know, it's really, really simple. And this would be the one I use, definitely.
And the other thing is as well, I mean, I still use the original ring flight that I bought many, many, many years ago, which was an El Duco. But I have picked one of these up as well, because this is, in my opinion, the best modern one without a purse I think I've ever seen.
It's
Because
unbelievable.
it's just simple. It's just simple. There's nothing really to go wrong with it. It's great. And they are in stock now. New stock arrived today. So I'm going to ask Jonathan. Jonathan, can you bring us up onto gallery view? And let's see who's joining us. And then I'll...
Oh, let me plug this in.
Oh, we've only got a couple of people joining us on AlakazamMagicUK today, but Jonathan's going to bring these people up on... Oh, I have to do it. Let me have a little look, see.
We will get there, guys.
Oh, so we have got... Who have we got there, Haribo?
We have got Tony Dawson, who's joining us. First time we can get here in a while, so welcome, Tony.
Hi, Tony. And we've got the lovely Ian Raymond Walker. I don't know. I know he hasn't got a camera. Has he got a microphone?
Yes, he has got a microphone, I believe.
Because he can tell us exactly where it is he lives.
Yes.
Hello, good afternoon to you, H and Peter. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. How are you?
Hi, from sunny AlakazamMagicUK.
There you go. That's it.
Go on
guys.
then, Harry. Say it.
I simply can't understand why you can't say it, Harry.
I say it every time. Well, didn't I? Ready? AlakazamMagicUK.
Hey.
That's good, isn't it?
It's getting slightly better.
That's
I
not
think you have
bad.
to have a strong Scottish accent to say it.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
That's where I'm leading the field.
yeah, the type of phone calls we get as well at Alakazam. I was on the phone to Ian for so long, and we was trying to work out a Christmas present for Dad, and then Ian was the one that talked me into getting the little mini drone because Ian's got one. So that's the kind of chats we have at HQ, isn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't talk you into it, H. That's not the truth.
It
And
is.
you know it.
It's
I mentioned
amazing.
I had a
Though.
drone, and you said, "What is it?" I told you, and you said, "Oh, you're thinking of getting Dad one.
Yeah.
Would I recommend it?" I said, "Yes."
It's
It's quite the
great.
same as I sort of blagged you into it.
It's a brilliant drone.
Well, you sold it
very
to me.
good. Yeah, very good recommendation.
Yeah.
I took it out the other day and it was lovely.
You did.
So guys, if you want to join us on AlakazamMagicUK, we have got the meeting ID, which is 440263255 something
9-0.
2590. Very.
Tony, have you been doing a lot of magic lately? Have you had a chance to do any performing or practice anything?
Let me just fetch Tony in 2 seconds. There we go.
There we go. Not really, no. Obviously, I've got a lot of Alakazam purchases, so I've just been doing them. But, busy with work. But yeah, latest one is the passport.
Oh
yeah.
Excellent pack of cards there. Some really good effects. So I've been working on that pretty much recently, but nothing much. Sorry.
Not a lot. That's all right. What, as well, just quickly, from last year, obviously, there was a lot of effects released, not just Alakazam, obviously, but loads. What was, like, free, or what was your top one that stood out to you, do you think?
For what, 2020?
Yeah.
Oh, now you're asking. Put me on the spot there. I don't know. You'll have to come back to me.
Yeah.
I'll think about it and come back to you on that one.
I think, yeah. Guys, let us know what if you've had any effects from last year, or obviously from early this year that have stood out to you, you know. And I know a lot of people have ventured down different things and have opted for tricks they probably wouldn't have done if they didn't do Zoom shows.
Yeah.
So it is quite cool.
Yeah, it is, and we've got a live launch happening as well this Thursday at 7 p.m. over on Facebook and YouTube. So I hope you'll join us then. Jonathan, we will be back to you guys in a bit.
Lovely, guys.
See you guys.
Think about your favourite effect from last year.
Yes, we'll be back.
Cheers, guys.
Right, so that was AlakazamMagicUK, guys. You can join us on there by using this code. It was on there. It's gone. It's 440-263-2590. If you go on there, you can join the guys on AlakazamMagicUK. Now we are going to be utilising Zoom to have monthly hangouts with you guys. We will be announcing the dates to that and how you find out the code in the next couple of weeks. But this will be a place that you can just come and chat to us all. We can all just have a jamming session and just talk magic in general.
Exactly, yeah. Just to give a few shout outs to people in the chat room. Hello, Anthony, who says The Collector.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful. Wayne Goodman says his favourite trick of 2020 is surprise cinema. Yes, very, very good effect. Dean James says, what's going on here? So we are slowly going to try and up the interaction that we can with you guys. We always look to, obviously, get you guys involved as much as we can, and we thought Zoom is obviously a great way to do that. So
yes.
We are going to be thinking of obviously more ideas to get you guys involved that join us on Zoom, like quizzes, maybe ask us questions, stuff like that, and maybe even at some point like a performance one. So we'll say, guys,
and little teachings and things like that. So
exactly.
We're thinking of starting the Alakazam Online Magic Club. Chances are it's going to happen on Zoom. You guys are all welcome to join us. And it will be a lot of fun. It will be happening once a month, and Jonathan will be sort of hosting that, the main host of that, but we will be on there, and we'll have loads of stuff going on. But like I said as well, this Thursday we have a live launch for this.
Oh.
So join us at 7 o'clock on YouTube and Facebook to find out more about this. This is an effect that we have had out for over 15 years. But about 5 years ago, I came up with my handling to it, and this is that. This is the first time I've shared it. Well, it's not the first time I shared it. There are 2 other magicians that perform my version of it, but they are friends that I shared it with. But this is now being released, so this has now taken the original Triple Impact into a full performance piece.
Absolutely, yes.
So join us on Thursday for the live
so
launch
exciting.
of that.
That is so exciting, guys. And I will say that's another one where the packaging looks very sexy. Doesn't it?
Very sexy.
Just to quickly as well, Jamie Dawes has joined us. So hello, Jamie. Hope
Hi,
you're well.
Jamie.
Gideon says, just wondering, will you be doing any more hidden treasures?
Yes, I will be.
Yes, he will be.
Yes, I will. They are starting up. I believe they're starting up again in February. I'm just making a list of the tricks that I want to go over.
Yeah.
For the next season of it, and then I will start filming them. But there are so many. The problem is there's so many hidden treasures, but there's so many hidden treasures that you can't get anymore.
Yeah.
You know, because I sort of made a big list when I done the last run of them, and when I was trying to get hold of the product, they just weren't made anymore. So there was no point doing the effect if we can't, if you guys can't grab it. But I will tell you, a hidden treasure is Catch Me and Win by Mir Yedid, or Mir Yedid puts it out, My Magic. Now, these are back in stock. We've had 2 deliveries of these and they've sold out within hours of getting them in. We had some in this morning. Andy's just called me, and I think we've got a few left. For those of you that don't know what it is, I'm going to play you the trailer now, and then we will be back with our special guest. So if you haven't seen it, this is Catch Me and Win, and we have a few of these in stock now. Andy.
Hello.
Happy days. It's Christmas bonus time. So we've got a little Christmas bonus, but as per usual, we're in a magic shop. So we play for the Christmas bonus. Remember last year we done the free shell game?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you didn't get your Christmas bonus that year. And the year before we done the old free card Monty, you didn't get it that year. But this is an easy one actually, so you should be able to get your Christmas bonus. But there it is there. Don't touch it just yet, because there is a chance you might be able to double that.
Ooh.
Or go home with nothing, but we'll see. Okay. So for this, I've sort of come up with this little game. It's a really simple game to play. Just uses this little bit of wood, these 3 metal pegs, and this chain. Okay.
Yeah.
So the chain itself has got no breaks in it. Okay. And the idea with this is if you wrap the chain around the pegs, it will always attach itself to one peg. Okay, and it's your job to find the peg it attaches itself to. Now, if you were to look at these, you can actually work it out if you know what you're looking for. So I can clearly see this is the peg it attaches itself to. So if I take these out and you give the chain a little pull, you'll find that it attaches. So in that case, you would win.
Okay.
All right, very, very simple game. So we'll try it again. And remember, this is down to you to find the peg that it attaches to. All right. Which one? You can take your time, because we're going to put £20 of your Christmas bonus on this.
The middle.
The middle one. That's the one it attaches to.
Yes.
So not this one or this one.
No.
Okay, I'll take them out. Give it a tug. And well, you've got a chance of winning that back. So let's see. We'll do it again. So we'll put the chain around the pegs, just like so. And I'll tell you what, I'll put 20 of my own money in, and we'll have 20 of your old Christmas bonus. So which one would you like? Which one does the chain attach itself to?
This one.
Again, was this the same one as last time?
No, I went for middle last time.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, but this one's the one you think it's going to work on?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll get rid of this, get rid of that. Let's see, £40 could be yours. Unfortunately, it's mine. So we'll try it again. So this time, I'll tell you what. Let's go for 40, because that will make things really interesting. 40. So we'll go. Just wrap it round as we did before, just like this. And which one do you think it attaches to?
The middle.
The middle one. So you don't think it's this one, definitely. Okay, so if I was going to get rid of that, do you want to change your mind?
No, I'm going to stick with the middle one. Okay,
so how about if I wrap this chain round and round and round the middle? Remember, we're playing for £40 here. Do you want to stick with the middle, or do you want to go for the outside?
No, the middle.
That's the one you think it attaches to?
Yeah.
So I'll get rid of this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's have a look. Give it a little pull.
Just move these out of the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's great. Give it a little pull. And I'll move them right back. So we've got one left, and I'll tell you what, we're going to try it a different way. And this time you can put your last £20 from your Christmas bonus. I'll chuck in 80.
Right.
Eh?
Okay.
That's nice. So what we'll do is we'll take the chain and we're going to form like a little X.
Yeah.
Now, by forming an X, one of these sides, either this one or this one, will attach to the pole, and one will come loose.
Right.
Once again, you've got to find the one that attaches. So let me show you. If I do this and you give it a pull, you'll see it comes off.
Yeah.
Whereas if I would have done the other side, it would have attached.
Okay.
And in fact, I'll show you that in case you think I'm doing something dodgy. So if I was to do this and you give it a pull, it will attach.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So it's your chance now. So we're playing for the whole 100, and I tell you what, get this right, and I'll double that.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So which one attaches? This one or this one?
I think this one.
This one?
Yeah.
Sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Give it a pull. Oh, there you go. Anyway, Merry Christmas. See you next year.
Yeah.
Right, so that is Catch Me and Win. They are in stock now. It looks like we're getting quite a few people over on AlakazamMagicUK. Thank you, Lucy, for that.
So, guys, hello, everybody. If you are joining us on AlakazamMagicUK, then try and think about what was a standout effect for you last year, and then we'll come to you and then ask around. Then we can see who what appeals to who, you know?
Yes. Are we talking about Alakazam effect, or are we talking about
any effect?
Any
Doesn't
effect?
have to be Alakazam effect.
Okay.
Any effect.
Your
Won't
favourite
take offence.
effect of last year?
Also, Lucy and a few people have pointed out these
they?
bad boys. These are my sister's Living Dead dolls.
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
She went through a phase of loving little scary dolls.
Yep.
I didn't like it myself. And do you want to tell a story? Because this was funny.
Right, so basically, many, many years ago, my daughter said to me, Dad, I want these sort of living dead doll things. So
Just to show the guys as well what they're like. Bit scary.
that's the great Zombini. I actually had that behind me because I was on that 100 years of sawing.
Oh, yeah,
in
she
half.
has got a cut
Yeah.
across her belly.
She has. He's sawn her in half. So, yeah, many years ago for Christmas, Holly said she wanted a living dead doll. So I was looking them up with Chris, who worked with us at the time. And I realised that they're collectible. I didn't know at the time before I looked at them. They were collectible. They only make 666 of each one, and they had loads of different ones. So I sort of got addicted to buying them. So I literally bought Holly loads of them for Christmas. And I remember
Hundreds.
her face when she opened up the first one, she was overjoyed. By the time she had opened about the 80th, or, you know, that sort of amusement had rubbed off.
But every single time, literally, yeah, we got like sacks of presents for Christmas, yeah. Every time she would get a present out, it would just be like this nicely wrapped coffin shaped thing. And then she would open it and be like, oh, wow, Living Dead doll, thanks. And literally, she must have 100. We've got boxes and boxes.
Well, the thing was, I had bought her them because she was going to start up a little business selling them, and she never did. But now she has, all the way through uni she did. So she's got a lot of the rare ones that she sells online at the moment, which is great. But that's the story behind them. But they are great. Living Dead dolls are great.
Yeah. Just to give a few shout-outs as well of people in the chat, their favourite releases. Tom Ross says his favourite Alakazam release is Surprise Cinema with the parlour stands.
Yeah.
Anthony says Catch Me and Win is brilliant. Dean James says Random is the one. Michael Fitcher's here, and he said the Alakazam pub.
Oh, nice.
And then a lot of people as well are saying that Doodle Queens has started the year off well.
Yeah,
So,
Doodle
awesome.
Queens is great. And remember, this Thursday we've got a live launch, 7 o'clock, YouTube and Facebook. Now, we have got a special guest joining us today. A very good friend of mine. I've known him for very, very many years.
And a very nice guy.
And he is a very nice guy.
Yes.
So hopefully he's here. Mr. Goodman, are you here?
I am. Hello.
Hello, how are you? Hopefully
for those
the
kind
guys,
words.
hopefully the guys at home aren't getting an echo. Let us know if you are. If you are, then we might have to just switch our mic off and route it through our system. But if they are, they'll let us know. So Wayne, we've got you on the live for a few reasons.
Yep.
The first one was you joined us on AlakazamMagicUK a few weeks ago, and you performed the trick, which we had a lot of great comments about, and people saying, oh, when's Wayne going to come back on, which is great. Since then, we've been talking as well. You've got an academy coming up next month with us, which the details will go up on the site next week, I believe, and people can pre-book the tickets. And also, you have got a section in the newsletters. So
I'm very, very excited to be a part of that.
So your first one, your first column goes out in February's newsletter, which is released next week, I believe. I'm going to bring you on full screen. Wayne, just introduce yourself to everyone at home for those people that don't know you, and tell them a little bit about what your column's going to be about, and then we'll come back in, and then if you're up for it, you can show us a trick.
Oh,
Fantastic.
Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Wayne Goodman.
Thank you very much. So it's lovely to see everybody, and I'm really enjoying the show. I'm Wayne. If you don't know me, I'm a performer, inventor, author, creator, and just general all-rounder, really. And speaking to Peter, I talked to Peter quite a lot, and we've been chatting quite a lot recently online. And we were talking about, I was telling stories that I've always got a story to tell, and he thought it'd be a great addition to the newsletter if I put some of these stories down, and not just the good things that happen, but also the horror stories as well. So that's what I'm going to be writing about. I'm putting some, hopefully make you laugh, hopefully make you cringe, hopefully make you go, oh God, I hope that never happens to me. I'm really, really excited to be part of the newsletter. I've got some great stories to share with you. We're going to call it Tales from the Road, I think, and that's it.
But I know there'll be a load of tips and everything, because your background. Tell them, where you started, the type of gigs you do. Because I first met you, I believe, at the House of Illusion in Spain.
Yes. So I started magic when I was 12, and by the time I was 18, 19. I left home and went and I joined the ships. So I was working on North Sea ferry sailing out of Hull. They were called back then the working men's clubs of the sea. They were really rough. They were lots of lorry drivers and not many families. And I was doing a family show, or a kids show actually, and close up. And then I went to Benidorm for a winter, and I met Rodney Piper. And then I went to work for him in 2000. And then in 2002, I think, or 2003, we opened House of Illusion, the first one. That's when I first met you. Well, I met you before that, Peter. We met at a convention thing. We met, but I was talking about face to the crowd. And it wasn't until you came over to Spain that we actually got to meet you. And that was great.
And I think when I came over, I took advantage of the free drink offer.
You were not the first. Yeah, they were good days. That was when House of Illusion was in the little cave bar. Yeah. It was really small and intimate. Now Rodney's upgraded it a couple of times. Now he's in a huge venue. But yeah, the cave bar, that was fantastic. They're good days, And over the course of my career, working on ships, working in Spain for 8 years, working all over Scandinavia, working now in England as a wedding magician, a kids magician, close-up, corporate magician, trade show magician. You kind of pick up tips and things that you don't really think about and adapt to. And now, of course, a Zoom magician, you have to adapt and change and constantly move forward, and that's what I want to try and put across.
Yeah, it's great. Well, I read your first column, which is coming out, like I said, next month in the next issue, and that's sort of an introduction to what's going on and everything. But I know when me and Mark Spellman were doing our podcast, you sent in a couple of stories as well, which are great, which you're going to be including. But it's going to be really interesting, even for me. I'm looking forward to reading them because, to hear about the horror stories as well as the good things, because we always hear the good things, we always hear. I had a great gig last night. Everything was great. I was great.
My first gig was probably the worst gig. You got to admit.
Yeah, no, your first gig was probably the worst gig
I've had so many bad gigs. It's unbelievable. And anybody who tells you they've never had a bad gig is not telling you the truth. Yeah. We've all been through it. I remember my last show in Spain, and this wasn't a bad gig. In fact, it was one of my favourite gigs in Spain ever. Rodney booked me into a little bar called the Sportsman, I think it was, and it was tiny, probably a little bit bigger than the shop floor at AlakazamMagicUK, maybe twice the size, not much bigger. And the room was so small, and there was no holidaymakers there. It was all workers who worked all year round there, and it was a night for them to let off steam at the end of the season. And it was so busy, and I had to do a 45-minute comedy cabaret. And it was so busy, the only place I could perform was they had to take the doors off a cupboard. So I could stand in the cupboard and just try and do the show for the whole bar. And it was amazing, it was electric. And I remember so fondly being there, but at the time thinking, this is going to be a nightmare. But it wasn't. It was a great show. But yeah, it's those sort of stories though. That, you know, crafted me into the person I am now.
Yeah.
And as well, just to give a quick shout out as well, Mike Harris said Wayne did a great lecture at the North Wales Magic Circle a couple of years ago. He's well worth booking. And for those of you as well who don't know, Wayne's got a few books called the Comedy Joke Files, aren't they? I think there's 3.
So I've got 3 comedy magician joke files, and I've got 3 joke files. They're 2 separate things.
Right.
There's 6 joke books. Each contains about 180 jokes, one-liners, and they've all been used by me.
That's the thing, you know. It's always good just to have a couple of really good ones in your head, you know. You flick through that. Sometimes, if I'm a bit sad at work, I'll just go over and pick them up with a little apple with a face on it, have a little flick through it. And also, Wayne is the creator of Look Sharp, which every time someone rings up and says, what's a great effect, I always say, look at that. Look Sharp. If you haven't seen that, it's definitely worth checking out. It's really, really good.
So just want to know, the guys on AlakazamMagicUK, can you hear Wayne?
Do you want me to speak for a minute? Make sure they can hear
him normally.
Oh.
So they've just got my pretty face bouncing around the screen.
Yeah.
Let me just try this, because this might do it. Hang on one sec.
Look at that, Wayne. Gideon says he's nearly got all of your books. He loves them. Highly recommend it.
Ah, thank you, Gideon. That really means a lot. I know Gideon. Gideon's a nice guy. So that really means a lot.
He's a very nice guy. And last time he did join us on AlakazamMagicUK, but he was in a taxi. He wasn't driving, but he was in a taxi.
Right.
That's what you want.
Hopefully, give me. Can you hear Wayne now? Wayne, if you speak for us.
Yeah, people. I see a few people nodding their heads.
Yeah. What's your other book?
So I've got my publishing. I've got the Expert at the Restaurant Table.
Yeah.
Which is all about how to get work in a residency. We'll be talking about and dissecting quite a lot in the academy. Then I've got Parabellum, which is a heckler book. Teaches you how to deal with hecklers, how to identify and deal with hecklers. But it's not a book of abuse.
Yeah.
If you want put down lines, you can get them anywhere. There is a small chapter on heckle lines, but it's more psychological analysis of why people heckle, identifying the problem and dealing with the problem in the best possible way. And then I've got Go Compare, which is about being a host of compare.
Yeah.
And then I've got Maximus Climber, which is a theory book about showmanship.
Right.
Nice.
Very good. So
been busy.
You have been busy, right? We're gonna have to. This is what we were saying before, because of the way the system's set up. I still haven't sorted out the audio. I think when we have you on for Skype, the guys on Facebook and YouTube get really bad echo. So this is why we were saying, really, join us on Zoom. Sorry, not Skype. Join us on Zoom if you've got the Facebook and that open as well.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to have to cut you off for Zoom. They'll still be able to see you, but they won't be able to hear you that well, because otherwise everyone else is getting a big echo. So sorry, Alakazamers. Obviously, AlakazamM is set up for our future AlakazamM hangouts and so forth. But I will get that audio sorted. There is a way to do it, and I need to work out what it is. But Wayne,
for this one, they should go to watch on catch up.
Yeah. Indeed. So, Wayne, have you got a trick to show us?
Yeah, I thought that I was going to do 2 quick ones. Well, one quick one and one classic one. Because I'm doing all the stuff on Zoom, I just want to show this off because I think this is a beautiful effect. If you're doing shows on Zoom now, this is a great one. I often get asked about what cards I use. And I got sent this in the post. It's a little, like a little menu of playing cards, and you can choose which ones you want. So there's a black deck, and there's a red deck, and a green deck. But I'm going to use the blue deck today. So if I just give it a little shake, so 3, 2, 1. There we go. I've actually got a full pack of cards that I can now use in my performance. There we go.
Nice.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, it's quite sweet, isn't it? It's quite nice. And then I was talking with Peter, and I said I'll do this one. This is a trick that I've been using now for about 20 odd years. Especially in the wedding markets, but I've started doing it in my large scale shows as well. And I've had these made up for Zoom, although I've got some more down here. I've done a Christmas one, and I've got this one, and I've got one for a venue that I work at with lots of different attractions. But it's a nice interactive trick that you can do over Zoom and get everyone to join in with. So what I've got here is a playing card, which I'm going to place on my close-up mat, and I'll come back to that in a second. And then, as you can see, there's some playing cards here. So what I'd like everyone at home to do is just to look at and choose a card to start on. Now, I'd like you to start on a red card. You can literally point at any red card that you want.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to go quite slowly with this, but it's not a long trick. But I would like you to move. So, pointing out a red card, I would like you to move left or right to the nearest black card.
Yep.
And now move up or down to the nearest red card.
Yep.
And now move diagonally to the nearest black card.
Yep.
And now move left or right to the nearest red card.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know where you started, but hopefully, right now, you'll be pointing to the cards.
Bang on.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Great, mate.
I'll very quickly, this is one I came up with, this is what I did for Christmas. And so all my Christmas shows are on Zoom, people join in, and then on the back,
Oh, nice.
the Christmas, they end up on Santa, and then you get the nice message. And I've got another one of those coming tomorrow with a birthday one, so that I can do it for birthday for the children, and on the back it turns around and it seems like a birthday to them.
That's great. So you were saying to me earlier that you sell the artwork for these, and then they can, with that artwork, they can go to, what was it, Vistaprint or Solo Press or something?
Vistaprint, Instaprint, any of those sort of places. I've designed about 12 different boards like that. There's one with superheroes, there's one with cars, there's a car launch, there's one with food, there's one with the Christmas one, there's one for weddings where it ends up on the bride and the groom. But you get 3 of those, so you get groom, bride, and bride and groom for civil services as well. And that one's really good because I had that one, I haven't got them here, but I had that one printed on postcards. And then when I get to the wedding, I go around every place setting and I put them down so it's an advert for me on one side and this board on the other side of the postcard. And then when everyone sits down, I ask them all to stand up and pick up their, I ask them to sit down, I ask them to pick up the postcard and turn it over. And if they look at it beforehand, they just think they're going to be playing some sort of like wedding bingo. I get them to do the trick. Everybody's doing it individually, and they all end up on the bride and the groom. And at that moment, I say, please welcome the bride and groom, and it's a great way to bring them into the venue. Always goes down as well. Get a massive hand of applause for the trick and for the bride and groom as well.
Brilliant.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah, it's, as well, Wayne, obviously we did briefly mention it, that you are going to be joining us for an academy. Do you just want to tease the guys, let them know what they're going to learn if they join you on it? Because I'm excited for it, definitely.
So I've got a number of tricks. I've sent through a lesson plan. I've divided it into 2 parts. So it's not just going to be trick. I'm going to be talking about working in restaurants, and there's a couple of things that I do. I think I do them differently to a lot of people. It's one of those. Everything we do is very personal. So I'm going to talk about how I approach the table. Most people who know me know that I've worked for Frankie and Benny for the last 15 years. And Frankie and Benny's is a family restaurant, so I do a lot of family magic at the tables. You don't get a lot of couples in there. You get a few, but it's more families. So I've come up with a few ideas for tricks that are aimed at children. But also, they're not children's tricks, they're family tricks, so they involve the adults as well. Everything I do is family based, so apart from the military shows. So, I want to make sure that what I'm doing is entertaining to the kids, but also to the adults. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about how I very rarely work to one table, how I work to a group of tables. I've received tips from tables I've not even been to because they've enjoyed watching me from afar and come over and tipped me as they were leaving. And I'm going to talk about things like lines of sight, things about who to approach in the restaurant, if you want to get work there, who not to approach, the right way of going about it and the wrong way of going about it, which is so important. Who the key players are. It's not always you don't want to grab the attention of the manager. There's other people you want to get their attention because they will feed back to the manager. He's too busy. You don't, or she's too busy. You don't want to deal with them. Let them come to you because they've heard amazing things as opposed to you trying to sell to them. And I'm going to do some of my favourite tricks as well.
Nice.
Brilliant. Have you got one to show us?
I have. I thought I could do one here. This is one that I'm very, very proud of. I'd like to get you two involved as well, if you could.
Yeah. Hang on. Shall we go split screen?
As well? Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Hello, boys.
Hello.
So while we're here, they've got a pack of cards. Just put one down there. Oh, hold on. Let me just sort this out. I've got a pack of cards here, and they're all mixed up.
Yep.
I can pick them up and show you.
Okay.
Happy.
So what I'm going to do is I've also got 3 cards here. These are my predictions. Now they're from a different pack, so the matching cards they're not missing from the pack.
Yeah.
So if I lay these down here, and what I'd like to do is we're going to pick 3 cards. So is that in shot? Can you see that?
Yeah.
So Harry, you can go first. If I take these cards here, could you just spot one of those cards and name it out loud, please?
The King of Clubs.
Okay, is that a free choice, a fair choice?
Yeah, that's a fair choice.
Okay, so the King of Clubs. So I'm going to take the King of Clubs and I'm going to place it there. Now, Peter, I'd like you to do the same for me.
Okay.
So I'll just take a handful of cards. And would you name one of those cards for me, please?
I'm going to say, is that the 5 of clubs in there?
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a look. Yep, the 5 of clubs.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to let the first one of you to spot a card. Just name one from there.
10 of diamonds.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm in there quick.
Okay, check this out. This is amazing. You could have chosen any card. All these cards are different. You could have chosen any cards, and these cards have been here from the get-go.
Yes.
Are you ready for this? The 2 of hearts.
It's great.
8 of hearts.
That's...
And the Jack of clubs.
I was closest with my King of Clubs, actually. I blame Dad for that
Well,
one.
yeah, and look, 2 black cards and a red card, 2 red cards and a black card. It works.
Yeah. That's not
You're not
best.
teaching that, are you?
It's not the best trick I've seen, I'll be honest with you.
Okay, there is one bit of this I didn't tell you about. And if I pick up the cards again, if I turn them over, I did tell you that these cards came from a different pack.
Yeah.
Because these cards actually have writing on the back of them. So this one says, if you can see that, the 5 of clubs.
Hearts.
Also 5 of hearts, so yeah, the 7 of clubs.
Yeah.
The Queen of hearts.
Yeah.
The 10 of diamonds, the 9 of spades, the 7 of spades, the Queen. All the cards have got different cards written on the back of them. So if I take this card here, this was my card, the 2 of hearts, you chose the King of clubs, and on the back of the King of clubs, it does say the 2 of hearts, and on the back of the 5 of clubs, it does say the 8 of hearts.
Whoa.
No way,
And
a
on
full
the back
house.
of the 10 of diamonds, it does say the Jack of clubs. It's
Wow.
a perfect match.
Lovely. Very nice. Very nice.
Very good, mate.
I'm now thinking, what if I'd have just jumped one more little one?
I know.
Baffling. Baffling.
What's that called, Wayne? Is that on your lecture? Is that on dealer then?
It's going to be. It's brand new. I haven't got a name for it yet. So that's brand new. You're the first people to ever see that.
Wow.
I've never done it on a broadcast. I've never done it on a show. So I'm very proud of it. As you can see, I've made these up myself. It's a prototype. But yeah, I'll be teaching this on the academy. It's very, very simple. A lot of the tricks that I want to bring out over the next little while are all going to be tricks that you can make at home. You can do them with stuff that you've already got, because at the moment I know for some people who aren't working, they haven't got the money to spend out on lots of tricks. So I want to come up with some ideas of, here's a nice trick, it's got a good impact, you can make it up yourself, and it's going to have a really strong impact, and it works really well on the Zoom. If I've got 20 people watching on a Zoom show, I can have different people name the cards, and it's a really good interactive trick for that environment.
Brilliant. So, we look forward to the academy. We're going to be giving details of that next week. We're going to pop over and see the guys on Zoom. Have you got a sort of little quiz
what?
thing for them?
I haven't, but I can. Hey, I've got a good brain. I can probably think of some questions right now.
Think of some.
Also,
we can give away a mug.
Yes, we can. Oh, Lucy is in AlakazamMagicUK. Give us a thumbs up if you received the AlakazamMagicUK mug, because I did. Good, there you go. Because I did send it out the other day. As well, what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh yeah, Tom Rolfe says Wayne's Academy sounds great. A wealth of experience, 100%. You know, it's gonna be awesome. And there you go. Lucy's got the mug. We'll go on there and you can show the guys, because coffee does taste better. It's proven. But it's really hard to find the information that Wayne will tell you in certain DVDs and places like that. And that's one thing that I think puts people off when going into gigging and taking that step, is because they don't know the sort of admin side of it, where to put your bag, how to approach your table. Do you know what I mean? I know the tricks, but it's a lot more than that.
It's understanding what affects play for children, because like I was having this discussion with Wayne, and Wayne was saying about close-up magic for kids. So effects that you can do that will entertain the whole family, because some of the tricks we do, especially as close-up entertainers, I was never a kid's magician. But when I done the restaurants, there were occasions there was kids there, so you have to do something for the kids. But most of the time, it was adults I was performing to. So it's good to have
I've had a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun with Charlie's friends on the Zoom calls. I've done Doodle Queens for them. They love that. Nice. I did Secret Cinema with them, and you know, they love that. It doesn't take a lot to change a trick. One of the tricks I was going to do later on is this one.
Nice. Yeah,
I'll talk about it more in a bit. But I showed just a Peter in Christmas, same trick, but I just made up some cards which are Christmas cards.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's still enjoyable for the adults. The grown-ups can watch it and still, you know, respect a good trick. It's not kind of a kiddie bash your head on the head type trick. They can, you know, they can still enjoy the magic side, and the kids get the visual element of it being a Christmas trick. It doesn't take a lot of thought just to adapt or change. And you can do most tricks you can incorporate for kids, but things like Doodle Queens is great for the kids because it's something they can visually appreciate as well.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the other thing as well. It's getting a fine line, and Wayne obviously has got it down, because the effects Wayne will perform in a restaurant will obviously appeal to the whole family. You know, it's not a kid's trick. It's not a adult's trick. It's a trick that both ages will find magical. You know, and they'll both be. It's like sponge balls. You know, people associate sponge balls with younger, but any adults are baffled by it, and you can tell
100%.
if you go to show.
Harry, can I tell you that whenever I work at a restaurant, especially if I've not been there before, at the end of the night, I always do a few tricks for the staff and whatever when they've got time. And the one trick that everyone always talks about, almost every single time, is the sponge balls.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
It is one of the most underrated magic tricks. It's so visual. It's proper magic. I've got a couple of things that I know nobody else does with the sponge balls that I'll be talking about in the academy. That I get literal gasps from the adults for one of the things that I do with the kids with the sponge balls. It's an amazing moment of absolute genuine magic, and one of my favourite pieces of magic to perform. And it's the sponge balls. And people look at them and go, "Oh yeah, they're old hat now." They're not. Yeah. They are the best thing I can have. A pack of cards and sponge balls, and I'm good to go.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know, and I am really, really looking forward to the academy, and I know there's just going to be that's the good thing about it, you know, because it's obviously live. You guys ask the questions, so if you've done a restaurant gig and there's questions that you want to know, or if you're thinking about as soon as lockdown's over, because obviously restaurants are going to want to get people back in as well, so providing them with entertainment to get people back in, everyone's probably going to want to do it. Like, there's going to be so many, so it's really good to be prepared, get in a good mindset, know what you're going to do, and then you can just go in there and storm it straight away, you know. So I'm really, really looking forward to it.
I've already been emailing my local restaurants to say, you know, when the lockdown ends, if you want to have a big grand reopening, having a magician working the tables, because you're going to have queues of people to come in. Like at Frankie and Benny's, if you've got local Frankie and Benny's, they get massive queues and they all go to the bar, and that's when I hit the bar area and I'm doing magic in there, and I'm keeping them busy so that while they're waiting for a table. You know, that's now's the time to be emailing and saying, look, I know you don't know a definite date yet, but keep me in mind when you want to reopen, get me in for a special one-off, you know, and we could talk about the future, etc. You know, it's really going to open the doors to a lot of things, I think.
100%. And I know, as sad as it is with all the high street retail shops closing, restaurants are opening everywhere, you know, so it's really good to just get in there, you know, and it is different, you know, doing magic in a restaurant is difficult. I've done it a couple times, and I've always been, not always been caught out, but so many times I've been caught out halfway through. Not that this happened, but you almost feel like this happened. I'll be doing like BitBook or something, yeah, and I'll be halfway through doing this really long presentation, and then the waitress will come over. Oh, your meal's ready. I'm like, oh, you got Paris. See you later, guys. You know what I mean? And it feels like that. It's not that, but it just feels like you just rush it.
Yeah.
And it's nice to. I mean, you will know like the back of your hand now to speak to staff. I still don't know really in a restaurant where to sort of go and stuff like that. So it'd be so interesting, such a good learning experience.
Steve Della tells a very good, because I had a couple of residencies when I first moved to Ashford in a couple of restaurants, and I sort of learned that you can't have huge long presentations. And Steve Della told me once he was working with a magician, a really good magician, but every one of the magician's tricks was a sucker effect. And for those of you that don't know, a sucker effect is an effect that goes wrong, apparently, but then the magician makes good. Okay, so it goes wrong and the magician makes good. He said, but every table he hit, just at the moment where the trick goes wrong, the waiter come over, he had to leave the table. So now everyone that's watching is going, well, he was a load of rubbish.
Every time.
And he said it happened to him every table
That's
that night.
so funny.
You know, he'd done this sucker effect. I mean, it's bad luck, but the problem is it is something to keep in mind, because working in a restaurant is a weird environment, because you're not the most important person there. Like when you're doing a corporate gig or anything else, it's different when people are coming to watch you do your show. That's different. They're there to watch you. When you're in a restaurant, you are going up to them and they're there to eat and talk and be together. So it is a weird environment. Sometimes they don't want to see you. Other times you're going to get stopped halfway through. Yeah, it's really weird, and there's an art form to doing it.
I will talk about the academy, about being rejected and about why it happens and how to deal with it. Do you know, when I used to do the restaurant course, one of the hardest things people would get was going over to the table and not instantly just firing into a load of magic tricks and overblowing them with magic. And I had one lad, I won't name him, he might be watching, he came along, he just couldn't get it. He would walk over and go, hi, I'm the magician, and just start doing a trick. And I made him go. I showed him first of all, and then I made him go to the table, and he wasn't allowed to do any magic until I scratched my nose. I was stood at the bar, and I said, "When you see me scratch my nose, you can do a trick." And I made him talk to the people, find out where they were from, and really converse with them. And then I let him start doing the magic. And he said afterwards he got a much better reaction from those people than if he'd just gone over and done a few tricks and then buggered off. You know, he made a connection with them. It's an important bit. And then he was able to do the magic. And the magic is never about the tricks. It should be about you. So, you know, when you go over, it should be, it's very personable. It should be powerful, but it should reflect on yourself. And he was able to make that connection for the talking only for a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
But just
I learned. I learned a couple of very harsh lessons when I was out doing it, because I didn't know a lot of working magicians at the time, and you know there was one time I remember, as far as I was concerned, the most important thing in that restaurant was me. You know, I was there to do the magic, and you're gonna watch it. That was it. That was my attitude, and not in an arrogant way, but I just thought, like, I'm there. They're paying me to do the magic, so everyone's gonna see it. I'll make them all smile. They're gonna be happy. 95% of the time, that's what happens. And I remember going up to a table, and there was two girls on the table having a meal, and I said, "Oh, you know, hi, my name's Peter. The restaurant have booked me to come and entertain you for 10 minutes. And they went, "Oh, no, we're fine, thank you." Now, rather than taking that as a, you know, go away, I just went, "Oh, no, come on, you're really going to enjoy it. I'm not going to embarrass you. It's all fun. No, honestly, we're fine." And I kept pushing it.
This guy, man.
I kept pushing it in a nice way, because in my mind, I'm thinking, you know, you're going to enjoy it. It's going to be fun. And then one of them said, like, you know, we've just buried our father, and we're here to talk. And at that moment, I just thought to myself, do you know what? They're not here to see me. And if they say no, you don't know the reason they're saying no. And even though I was thinking, you know, oh, everyone says no, but you're going to enjoy it when you see it. I don't know what they're going through. I don't know what they're there for. It could be a man and a woman going out for their final meal before they break up or something. It could, you know, it doesn't have to be a nice, fun situation that they're in. And these are little things that if you don't know, you will get caught out by it. You will get caught out.
In the restaurant book, I actually say a lot of magicians take it really personally. If you go over and they go no, they take it personally. And I've been on magic forums, and it really annoys me. If anybody asks a question about restaurant, I normally get tagged in the conversation. And there was one who said, "Oh, I was at a table and they said no. What should I do?" And there were people on there saying, "Oh, don't go back to that table, even if they call you over. Tell them they had their chance." And you're like, no, whoa, you can't do that either. And I've always equated it to, if the waitress goes over and says, "Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed your meal. Would you like to have a look at the dessert menu?" If they say, "No, thank you, we're fine," the waiter or waitress doesn't get annoyed and go, "Oh, what do you mean you don't want dessert?" You know, it's not personal. They don't want dessert. Leave them alone. And it's the same with the magic. If you go over and they say, you know, just in magic, "No, thank you," and that's fine. Okay, well, if you change your mind, give me a wave. I'll come back and see you.
Yeah.
I was at a wedding fair, and this family was walking past my stand, and I went over and I said, "Oh, would you like a flyer?" And the lady, she had loads of things for her fingers. She took the flyer and she went, "A magician, how tacky," and gave me the flyer back, and she walked off. And I was like, "Well, that's a bit rude." A bit later, I had a massive crowd around me, and I said, "Well, I'm going to hand out some flyers." And as I started to give out the flyers, this hand came through with loads of rings on it and took one of the flyers. So I grabbed her hand and I pulled her forward and I went, "Oh, ladies, this is one of my biggest fans." And I gave her a hug. And as I gave her a hug, I just whispered, "If you book me, I'm going to charge you double." And she laughed, and then she came back over and she apologised for being rude to me, but she didn't have to. I wasn't bothered.
Yeah.
She booked me, I didn't charge her double. And then at the wedding, she actually got up before the speeches and she personally thanked me for being there and told everybody the story.
Oh, that's
So if you're
nice.
not rude to them, if you treat them with respect and you just accept whatever, it doesn't have to be a negative thing at all.
No, and it's a hard lesson to learn, but you do learn it. I mean, that moment with those two girls made me realise that. There was another thing that happened to me. I was booked to do an opening of a big bingo hall in Brighton, I think it was. It was really glamorous. Me, a magician called John Walker, and the Grumbleweeds, right? So we were the acts. So I was doing close up round the tables, and I went to this woman, lovely woman, and she wasn't rude at all. But she said to me, "Oh, you know, not for me, I don't like magic." So in my head, I'm thinking, right, well, you're going to like it.
You sounded nasty when you used to perform.
So I did a trick on her, and she went, "Oh, that's really good." And then I thought, right, okay, I'm going to show her something else. I'm going to get her to love magic. And I done another trick, and she went, "Yes, that's great." And then I done another. I must have been with her for 15 minutes, 20. No, not 20 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. And she she wasn't reacting badly. She was reacting to it, but she just didn't like magic. And eventually, I just had to understand it didn't matter what I did. She was not going to change her opinion.
No.
And then it clicked in my mind that there was so many other people there that would have loved to have watched it that I had missed out on because I'd spent the time there. And those were two lessons that you do take it personally at first. You do go, well, why don't you want to watch it?
Yeah, that's true.
You do take it. But then you start to realise when you have this situation and you can actually take a step back and think about it, if the woman said, "Not for me, thank you, I don't want to see it," she don't have to explain that.
Yeah.
That's her choice. I don't deserve an explanation. That's if she don't want to see it, she don't want to see it. Now, if 20 minutes later she hears big cheers coming through another table and decides she does want to see it, then of course I'm going to show her it.
And that happens a lot. When people say no at the first time, if you go away, if you go, yeah, no worries, if you go away, because it happened to me as well, go away, show them and go, oh, can you show us something now? And when you think about it, if you sit in a restaurant, this happens to us so many times, me and Holly are not the most awkward people ever, but we do get embarrassed quite easily, yeah? Well, I try not to. I don't think I do that bad. But anyway, if we're sitting at a restaurant and someone comes over and goes, oh, hi, guys, you're right, I'll almost sink in my chair and be like, oh, no, I'm right, in case they get me up or do anything like that. So it is the same. And once they see, oh, it's not that bad, on another table, they're just having fun, then, yeah, you can say, oh, do you mind showing us something? It is, I've had that same thing.
Something else as well, Harry, something else is people will often think that you're going to charge them to come to the table.
Yeah.
And if they're already paying out for a meal for 6, 7, 8, 10 people, you know, oh God, so I have a nice little line that I use. I say, oh, hi, I'm Wayne, I'm here with the compliments of the restaurant. So I've already said with the compliments, meaning it's free. Yeah. And I'll say, you don't have to pay me anything. All you have to pay is attention. And it's a nice little line that just lets them know that it's not going to cost them anything, but it is going to be a bit of fun as well, you know. And that would always get a good laugh off people. I go, oh, no, you don't have to pay me. All you have to pay is attention. It's a nice, it just gets the message across, and it's showing that I'm going to be, you know, I'm going to have a laugh with them as well.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to this academy because, you know, as with all of us, I've got a few horror stories that I'll share, but a lot of them, I would say, done good in the end. It helped me to realise, you know, it helped me to realise things that I'm not the most important person there at the restaurant. People are there for their own reasons. If someone says no, they don't owe me an explanation. If they decide they want to see it after, then that's their prerogative, you know. And it made me a more conscientious performer and considerate person, I think, when it come up to people's private space, you know. And the great thing was when I was doing the residency, they started up, it was an Indian restaurant round the corner, so I got it on a day that it was like a Tuesday evening or something, never get a gig on a Tuesday. So I was doing the restaurant, didn't get paid a lot of money. I think it was something like 80 quid for 4 hours, plus a takeaway for me and Jen. The kids were only small, give them beans on toast, send them to bed, I'll come home with a nice Indian for me and Jen. They were none the wiser, right? So I would go and do it, but then after a while they started having these curry nights, and the idea was you pay for your ticket, you get your buffet, and you get the magician. And the great thing was with that one, everyone that was booking a ticket was there to see me. That's the difference, you know, and that was a different playing field for me, because I had people that were coming to see me 1 month, but then would book a table for the next month, but with 6 extra spaces for some friends, because they'd experienced it, liked it, and thought, we know what this is, and we're going to get people in with us. And that's a completely different kettle of fish, because they're there to see me now. So
you know,
I'm really looking forward
House of Illusion, we had that with House of Illusion, because people are buying tickets for the show. You know, they could see the magic show or a magician in their own hotel. Like, tonight it's the dancers, tonight it's the singers, tonight it's the magic show. But the House of Illusion, they've bought tickets to come to the show. So they're already invested. They want the show to be good. You know, because they haven't paid money to come and see a rubbish show. They want it to be good. So they make it good. You know, it's already, you're halfway there. You've just got to make sure you don't mess it up now. You've just got to go out there and do it. That's a great thing. I've done a few of those curry nights as well. Book the tickets. It's great, because you do feel like you're the star of the show. You know, they're there to.
That's it. They're there to see you, and it's a game changer. It is a game changer to their attitude. You're not having, and the biggest thing is as well, is you're not having to approach them and everyone sort of look away a bit. Everyone's looking for when you're going to hit their table. You know, that's a big difference. You know, oh, there he is. Wait till he comes over. You know, it's now that sort of attitude, which is really good.
And yeah, what you saying?
No, go on.
No, what you saying?
No, I was going to say, on that evening, I'll tell you about one of the worst experiences I had, which was at the residency, which was when I done the web on a girl that was really scared of spiders. And when I mean scared of spiders, I mean
arachnophobia.
Really scared of spiders.
Crazy.
But the point I found that out was the point that the spider was already loaded. So there was no going back.
That's so funny.
I love those stories. They're my favourite ones. They're like proper. You know, it's funny. Everyone who knows me knows that I love Star Wars, and I will say this, Harry, especially what you just said a minute ago. You know, about failing and stuff. Yoda said, he's my great philosopher. Yoda. I put this in one of my books. Failure is the greatest teacher. Yeah. You know, you're going to learn. If you can never fail at anything if you learn from it. You know, if you take it on board and learn from it, then the next time you encounter it, you're going to deal with it differently and properly. Yeah. You know, and I've failed so many times at different things, but I've never given up and I've never stopped because I've learned from that mistake and I've moved onwards. You know, it's all about, it's the same with this lockdown stuff. My firm belief since day one is you've got to keep moving forward. Okay, I can't do live shows. I'll do them on the Zoom now. I'll do them on Facebook. I've been doing, at the beginning of the first lockdown, I was doing every other day a 30-minute Facebook show.
Yeah.
You know, that's a lot of material, but it pushed me. It made me get out of the cupboard, like we were saying earlier, Peter. It made me get out of the cupboard those tricks that I've never performed or I never thought I would perform. You know, I got them out and I've got, I can see them every day now. I've got a bush with flowers. I've got the dice that penetrate through the metal bars. You know, I've got no reason in my gut, but I can stick them in here and they work perfectly.
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
So as long as you're moving forward, keep moving forward and keep adapting and changing, you'll never fall back.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a great academy because, there's so much to share. And I tell you what, anyone that is looking at performing for anyone, really, this sort of course is going to be great because we will explain or try and explain the key points and the mistakes people make. And you know, we all make them. We all make the same mistakes. If you speak to any other magician, I can almost guarantee when they were starting off, they made the same mistakes we did, and everyone else does. But if we can explain those I wish I had the knowledge I have now back then.
You wouldn't have had a fight over no one to see it. That's so funny. Someone in here said, you was like the craze. If you don't like magic, you'll get hurt.
Yeah, waited from outside.
Yeah, that's so funny. No, I'm really excited for it.
Anthony Whiten has just posted up on the thing, this is like a mini academy. Hey!
Absolutely, and that's the thing, you know. The good thing with the academies is obviously they're live. If you've never joined us on one before, they're live. They've got a chat box so you can ask questions and stuff. And there's no real time scale, you know. We try
2.5, 3 hours.
Yeah, 2.5, 3 hours, but loads of times they go on and on and on. So yeah, if you've got any questions on the night or any questions now, just let us know. Although we are 10 minutes over.
We are 10 minutes over. I've just spotted that. So Wayne, you have taken this
over.
Is that my fault? Wayne, stay there for a minute. I'm going to go and have a word with our AlakazamMagicUK people.
Yes.
See you in a moment.
See you in a bit.
So, where are we going? We're going over here, I think.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Sorry about that. That went on, but it was great.
By the way, just saying a quick thing. Has everyone got... Well, first of all, Graham, I saw your thing on your invoice. But I promise you, Lucy got the last mug because we were searching for ages, weren't we, for the last live mug. But Lucy won it.
There are some on order.
Yeah, we've got some coming on the way. But Graham, I promise you, I see it. But we had none left. So, guys, have you been thinking about your favourite effects from last year? That's what I was wondering. If you haven't, that's no worries.
We've got a couple of people that have given me their favourite effects already.
Go on then. Who we got?
So, we've got David Hand. His is contactless and aged ESP.
Yes, David.
Well done.
Mike, who I had to shoot off, I can never pronounce his second name, says What Happens in Vegas and Then It Murders.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then Tony Dawson, it's not a product per se, it's an academy, but it was Mick Wilson's stereotype.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, good shout.
Actually, Mick's joining us on Thursday for the live launch as well. because Mick's been a lover of this effect for years, and he's one of the guys that I've shared it with, and he's got a lovely little presentation for it as well, which goes more down a reading route. So he'll be joining us on the live launch. Always a bit of a genius, Mick Wilson. So what else has been happening over there, Jonathan?
People are so they're excited for what's coming up with Zoom and the release and the academies.
Yes,
Brilliant.
and
Brilliant.
we have got a lot. When are we going to release the bunch of ones at the Blackpool sort of time? Do you know the weekend that's going to be yet or not yet?
We might actually, because Blackpool have now announced that they are going to be doing stuff. For anyone that doesn't know, on Blackpool's Facebook page, Blackpool Magic Conventioneers,
Yes,
they are going to be having some events going on. I'm not sure what they are, but they may have a dealer event. I don't know. If they do, we'll be appearing on that, hopefully. If not, sometime in March, we will be, having some product launches. We've got a couple of great products. We got one more for this month, which is this Thursday.
Yeah.
We've got a couple for February. Now, it might be the Blackpool weekend. It might be after the Blackpool weekend. Because we usually try and do them, to be fair, towards the end of the month, like the last week of the month.
Definitely.
But we'll also be announcing our Zoom, AlakazamMagicUK Hangouts.
Yes.
Which will be a monthly thing. So I'm going to be speaking to Jonathan about that. And I think what we'll be doing is we'll be putting the code in the newsletter.
Right, yeah, that makes sense.
It's for AlakazamMagicUK customers. It's a free service. When you get your newsletter, Jonathan will put down the date it's going to happen, your login code, and then you can join us. And it will be sort of like this, where we'll just chat things. We can jam magic. We can talk about new tricks.
They'll be more structured. So we'll have like a topic to talk about, or like we'll have a big quiz, and then you all write down your answers or something. It'll be more structured than obviously the live.
And the other great thing as well, because we're on Zoom and it is really interactive, if one of you is working on a trick or you have a performance and you would like everyone else's input, you can perform it for us and we can sort of give our 2 pence worth.
I won't. Dad will.
Yeah.
It's not worth
It's a safe environment for them to practice with other magicians as well. So, yeah.
100%.
That's the thing. And it's always good. And I'll tell you, if you are working on something, there's no better way to improve that effect than to share it with other magicians. It's, when we get an effect sent in for a possible release, I look at it and maybe tweak it. I speak to Harry, I speak to Andy, I speak to people like Mick Wilson, John Carey, and we all just put our minds together, and someone will go, well, why don't you do this? And then someone else will build on that, and someone else will build on that. And sometimes the product we release is 90% different to what we were first sent, but it's, it's still their trick. They sent it in and it was their idea. But with those sort of brainstorming, so if you're working on something yourself, whatever it is, if it's a store-bought trick or you're working on a new sleight and you want some help on it, these Hangouts will be the perfect place
100%
to show us it, and we can help you through it. I mean, I'm going to be here, Harry will be here, Jonathan will be here, Andy will be here. So if it's, I'll try and get people like Carey in and Mick Wilson. So we'll be covering all bases.
Definitely.
Really.
I've got a couple of people that are going to come in as well and help out as and when they're free that have got stuff coming out later on, which I'll be speaking to you about anyway,
Brilliant.
Peter. So yeah,
lovely. And also, I see Graham just popped in the chat as well. We are speaking to Leo all the time because basically his parcel with the stuff in is just being held at customs. So he's literally, since probably the day after Leo's crazy carousel, has been non-stop messaging the people. So as soon as we get an answer, we'll email you with them. But
is this for stuff we're getting them? We're actually buying them now from Murphy's, so they'll be in Monday.
Oh, wicked. Well, then they'll be in Monday then.
Because Leo, for anyone that's unaware, apparently Holland is not very happy that England have left the EU, like a lot of us aren't. But it's sort of becoming almost impossible for them to send a parcel to the UK.
Yeah, literally, it's crazy.
It's terrible. It's
unbelievable.
Really bad. So we're actually buying them. We were buying them from Leo anyway, but we're now buying them from
America.
Yeah,
to get them
getting them in.
Yeah. which is crazy, really.
Yeah, because Leo's parcel, God knows where it is.
Yeah.
It's gone and it's caught in customs somewhere.
Exactly.
But it's a right nightmare getting anything from Holland at the moment.
Also, Lucy, because obviously I'm not sure if everyone here has got an ALAKAZAM mug. Can you confirm, does coffee taste better out of the ALAKAZAM mug or not?
2 seconds, there we go.
I'm not the biggest fan of coffee, but today I did get salted caramel hot chocolate.
Oh, nice.
That's the plan.
Yes, you have to let us know what it's like. Pop it on the product discussion. Put a good review.
Do you
that
know
sounds
what?
delicious.
It's so nice to have this Zoom thing because we always see your names and your photos come up, but it's so nice to actually be able to chat to you and sort of see you guys.
Yeah.
So I'm really stoked about this sort of hangout thing. We're going to have it once a month. It will be like the Alakazam Magic Club. You're all welcome. And hopefully it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to keep it, as always, to a very encouraging, friendly environment.
Definitely.
You know?
Definitely.
And we will, like I said, my job this week will also be to try and obviously get as much interaction with you guys who join us on AlakazamMagicUK, because I know, obviously, we don't just want you there, we want you to be more involved. So, yeah, I'll look at ways of doing that, which will be good fun as well.
Brilliant. So,
Awesome.
guys, we are already 20 minutes over. So, thank you, everyone that joined us on AlakazamMagicUK.
Thank you, Terry, David,
Yeah, thanks,
Graham,
Terry.
Lucy, John, or I think it's John. Yeah, I can see his head nodded. Yeah. Tony, Ian.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. And we will see you, hopefully, we'll see you Thursday night at 7 o'clock.
Yes, for a brand new product release.
Yes.
Awesome.
Brilliant. Cheers, Jonathan.
See you later, everybody.
See you, guys.
Cheers, guys. Beautiful.
Beautiful indeed. So, Wayne.
He's gone. He's
No,
frozen.
he's not.
No,
He's
he's
still
here. He is here.
So, Wayne, thank you so much for joining us, mate. We've now got to call it a day because we are already 20 minutes over.
Thank you for having me.
So we're going to be seeing you on the Academy early next month. We will be announcing the date next week, and we'll put all the details up of the course. So we will see you then, but obviously people will be able to read all about your adventures in the Alakazam newsletter.
Yes.
I can't wait. I really can't.
How exciting.
All right, mate. So thanks for joining us, Wayne. We'll speak to you soon.
Thanks, everyone.
Cheers.
See you soon, guys.
Cheers, mate.
Honestly, that talk, guys, let us know. You must be so excited for that Academy. I'm so excited. Also, for those of you who don't know, just to let you know, the newsletter is a really cool little magazine thing that goes out of every physical item purchased.
Yes, so, goes out in every order.
Yeah, once stock lasts. But obviously, if you buy an Academy, then...
Yes,
do you know what I mean?
no.
So, while stock lasts in, you don't have to pay for it, but it's just obviously we get a certain amount printed, and then once they fill up the orders, then we don't have any more. But it's definitely worth checking out because that's where you'll get the code for the Zoom Hangouts. And, of course, you'll hear we each have a segment, and now Wayne has got a segment, which is Tales on the Road.
Tales from the Road. Tales from the Road.
Yeah, one of the two. One of the two. Heads or tails, one of the two, isn't it? Beautiful.
Brilliant, guys. So, hopefully, we'll see you Thursday evening at 7 o'clock on both YouTube and Facebook for the product launch of Triple Impact Collateral Damage.
Oh, that's such a good name. Who thought of that?
You did.
Yikes.
So
Beautiful.
it will be, we'll be launching the products. You'll get the premiere of the trailer. You'll be able to ask questions. And then we're going to have an after show where we're going to go more in depth into the routine, different ways of presenting it with multiple people and everything else. It's going to be a great night.
Super exciting.
We hope to see you there.
Awesome. So thanks for joining us. And if you are watching on YouTube, then please hit the subscribe button and a little thumbs up because it does help us.
It certainly does. And we're going to leave you with a trailer for a brand new trick that looks freaking awesome.
And Craig Petty's just joined us. So hello, Craig.
Hiya, Craig.
You'll definitely want to get your hands on thingy with Triple Impact.
Yes, indeed.
Superb.
Right, so here we go, guys. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you Thursday evening.
Cheers, guys.
After a whole year later, Triple Helix finally arrives to the market. Everyone in Blackpool 2020 fell in love with it and wanted to have one. Now it can be yours to amaze your audience. With Triple Helix, you will be able to produce multiple deck of cards. It looks like trick photography, but it will be all accomplished in front of your spectators' own eyes. Everything you need is included inside Triple Helix. You will be able to open up the box and be ready to amaze your audience anytime, anywhere.